Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel once again. So we're going to be doing a contest entry for Sean Erchen from the Horror Corner. He's coming up on 1,000 subs, and he's doing a big contest giveaway. And he's got 5 questions, and I want to answer those questions for him and enter into his contest. So there will be a link to Sean's channel and a link to his original video for this contest. Posted down in the description below. Don't forget, this channel is also doing a giveaway. So should be a pinned comment with my 250 sub giveaway will be in a pinned comment, and Sean's links will be in the description. So if you're interested in entering either contest, please do so. Alright, so question number 1. So question number 1 for Sean's contest is the greatest slasher of all time. He didn't say favorite. He didn't say what's your favorite. He said what's the greatest. So you have to take into account impact into the genre, impact into the horror genre, as well as the subgenre itself. And for that, you have to go all the way back to Psycho for me. Essentially, it wasn't technically the first slasher, but it was definitely the prototype. It was definitely what set the standard, and definitely where, being as popular as it was, being a Hitchcock movie, it's kind of the one that most people think about. Over Peeping Tom and a couple of other things that were released prior to it. This Psycho really is the prototype slasher. It pretty much created the subgenre, and for that, it's got to be the greatest slasher of all time. So, question number 2. Your favorite murder mystery movie? There's been a lot of great ones. The first and fifth Friday the 13th come to mind very quickly. I love those movies. They're some of my favorites in the franchise. But honestly, when it comes to sitting down to watch a murder mystery for the sake of a murder mystery, for me, the only answer for this one is Clue. Yeah, I know it's a comedy. But at the same time, it is a genuine mystery. The first time through, you don't know who did it. And for that matter, because of the 3 endings, you're never really sure who did it, even after you've seen it. So, for me, my favorite murder mystery's got to be Clue. Especially with that kind of dialogue. The physical comedy, but the banter back and forth between the characters is so awesome. And so well done that Clue has got to be #1 murder mystery for me. So question number 3 is your favorite classic horror. Well, a lot of people are probably going to go all the way back, at least people from my generation are going to go all the way back to like the Hammer and the Universal Monsters. And those are great for what they are. I'm not a huge fan of either one. I do really enjoy some of the Hammer movies, and of course, you know, Dracula, Frankenstein, and then all of their sequels are iconic for what they are. But they're just not my favorite kind of thing. And they're just not my favorite movies. So for me, my favorite classic horror has got to be Romero's Night of the Living Dead. It was one of those movies, one of the first generation of American movies that took horror from the castles, from the Gothic, and boiled it down to very simple, very basic. And he, again, created a genre, not unlike what Psycho did. Before Night of the Living Dead, you didn't have zombies that were reanimated dead. You had the Haitian type zombie was what you always got. So the Living Dead movies and every zombie movie and every zombie TV show since then owes 90% of its gratitude to what this movie did. And for me, it's my favorite classic horror movie. So, number 4, your favorite director. Okay, hear me out on this one. You're going to think I'm a little bit nuts.
Head scan said that I'm not crazy, but I'm similar. Let's dance.
My favorite director of all time is Hal Needham. He didn't do a lot of movies, and he didn't do horror movies. But he did do some iconic movies and some movies that I grew up with and loved and love even to this day. He worked a lot with Burt Reynolds. They were great friends, and he and Burt created Smokey and the Bandit, Hooper. He directed this. He did the second unit direction for The Longest Yard. He did Cannonball Run's another one that he did with Burt. That are just absolutely movies that I loved as a kid and still get a real kick out of today. He was a great action director. He came from a stunt background. He actually was a stunt double, and then moved into coordinating and then directing stunts. And so, of course, all of his movies have those kind of iconic stunt scenes, car jumps, things like that, car chases. And for me, growing up, those were great, and I still look back on those movies and really enjoy them. So as much as I love guys like Landis, who directed my favorite movie of all time, The Blues Brothers, or Carpenter, or Craven, who did great horror movies, or even Romero, who did iconic horror movies, or Hitchcock, for me, my personal favorite is going to have to be Hal Needham. So question number 5. Question number 5 was your favorite horror or sci-fi TV show. You could, and Sean said you could do either horror or sci-fi or the combination of the both. You know, so I have actually got 3 answers for this one because I have 2 for sci-fi and 1 for horror. So my 2 for sci-fi, one's a classic that I grew up with, loved it as a kid. Bought the VHS when it came out many years ago now, and I have always loved it and think it's really good, and that's Battlestar Galactica. Now, mind you, the remake on it I wasn't crazy about, but the original classic 78 Battlestar Galactica was awesome in its time, and it's still good to this day. And personally, it's a favorite for me over other sci-fi of the time. My second sci-fi, which is a very close second, and close enough that it's shaving hairs to separate the two, is Firefly. I loved the idea of combining a down-to-earth Western feel with science fiction and deep space and space travel was just absolutely brilliant. And the fact that we only got 13 episodes of it and a movie is absolutely criminal and insane. That show could have gone on for years, and okay, I'm not going to go off on a rant. Everybody's done their rants. Anyway, Firefly and Battlestar Galactica are my sci-fi answers, and for horror, it was tough. I grew up on Tales from the Crypt. I grew up on Tales from the Dark Side. Fox's Monsters was something that I remember from my teenage years liking. But those are all anthology series, and as great as those are, if you missed an episode, you didn't lose anything. It wasn't a continuing story. There weren't characters and character arcs and things that you could get into. When it was originally airing, I never missed an episode of the Friday the 13th series. That was an awesome series for its time. The lack of budget makes it difficult in places to watch nowadays. But it still has a lot of nostalgia, and I still enjoy it. And there's some seriously creepy episodes in that series. But I have to say that honestly, in the last 15 years, the best horror TV series that I have seen is Ash versus the Evil Dead. I love the original Evil Dead movies. I love the remake of it. I think it's great. But the series was so much fun. It gave you so much more time with Ash, which is what we all love. The bumbling anti-hero is awesome, and that's got to be, for the last 15 years at least anyway, my favorite horror TV show. So I want to end this video by saying, Sean, congratulations on getting as far as you have. And I know 1,000 subs is coming for you. And thank you for your entry into my contest. And thank you for the support that you have given my little channel since I've come onto the scene. And I really, appreciate everything that you do. I really enjoy your content. Keep up the good work, buddy, and good things are going to come your way. So I'm going to end this video here, and I'm just going to say, as always, y'all be good, y'all be safe, and y'all have a good one. Hi, folks, and thank you so much for watching this far into the video. If you've made it this far, then you're obviously a channel supporter. So, as usual, down in the description below, there's going to be my personal links for Teespring. I have a Patreon, buy me a coffee, all of that stuff. If you're in a position to help the channel and help the channel grow, these are the best ways to do it. This is a direct thing for me. There is also an Amazon wish list if you want to buy some things for the channel. You can do it there and it'll send it directly to me. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a good one.